Hey guys, good morning. My name is Chuck and I have been into this John Deere 2210. Now let me tell you something. There are a lot of great videos out that talk about the 2210 with the drive shaft issue that many people know about. I have torn the drive shaft out of this. I've got some important things to tell you that are left off some of the other videos. I'm going to work my way through this. It's going to be a short video, probably less than 5 minutes. But the people that have put up the videos that are there, Go Green and DeBoss, and there was some guy up in Canada. Thank you guys. Your videos were great. And I've just got a couple things to add that I encountered that I think is going to help people even further. You need to watch your videos. I'm not going to cover everything covered in your videos, but I'm going to add some important things to this. I became aware of this drive shaft issue whenever I heard a stick get up in here and hit this fan. Well, come to find out that fan needs to cool the transmission, so pull all this stuff off, which by the way, if you this room is usually clean, believe it or not. And you're going to need some room to tear all this stuff off. You know, the floorboard comes out. Well, to get the floorboard out, you got to take this piece out. You got to take the wraps off. You got to take the seat off, just like the other guys have said. But this fan, then I saw the U-joints in the drive shaft that was right in the way of getting the fan out. I didn't want to tackle that right then and there. So I split it. I cut the fan. You can probably see the gap where I cut the fan and installed it. It's been on there for years and it's doing fine. So you don't have to pull the drive shaft to put that fan on. Split that plastic and put it on and you'll be fine. But now let's talk about things that I'm adding to Go Green and DeBoss and some of them other people. First thing, there's confusion, a lot of confusion about the U-joint, and different people give different numbers. I just left Napa. This is January 2019. This is the part number from Napa. UJ410. You're going to see all different kind of part numbers if you look online. And as you can see, it is different. That crap that came from John Deere, from Kubota, or whoever, Yanmar, I guess. They've got that grease zerk in a spot where you can't get to it. And when it goes, it can tear up all kind of thing in the cowling. It can tear up parts. I've heard of that housing down there, that transmission housing getting busted. I've heard all kind of horror stories. That's why I'm changing it out. Let me show this to you real quick. Well, shoot fire. Now I know what people are talking about one-handed in videos. I'll have it out here quickly. You can see it's right on the end. Okay, so I can get the grease gun to it if I do some more modification. That's something I'm adding to tell you about this modification. I'm drilling a hole down here in front of the fan. Let's see here. You can see where I've started drilling it. I'm recharging my batteries. It's a 1-inch hole saw. I'm drilling into that plate. And I will be able to stick the grease gun up there and hit the back one once that's drilled. I've got to do that now. I'm not gonna crawl underneath and do it. And then on this other side over here, there's an access plate that you can pull off. And that's where you've got to get in, like the other guys have talked about, with the snap ring and the little roll pin that you got to knock out and all that. Well, that access plate, I'm going to drill a hole through that too. And I'm not exactly sure what size, probably 1 inch, and I'm going to drill through the cowling. You know, there's cowling that goes around underneath the steering wheel. Well, that's it there. It's got the ignition switch, and I'm going to be drilling down on the side from the ignition switch to line up with a hole that I'm going to put through that access plate. And then I'm going to buy a plug. I'm going to snap that plastic piece in. I'm going to pull it out whenever I want to grease. Otherwise, even though you got the Zerk, look underneath. You can't get to it. Now maybe you could from the front. I mean, this is just a bad spot here. So anyway, follow what they're saying, man, because they give really good advice on what to do with this 2210. I've got the drive shaft out. Thank you to those guys. Thank you guys so much. I mean, really, it helped me immensely. When you get done, use that part to go to Napa, that part number. Drill your hole in your access plate. Drill your hole in your cowling that's going to be in front of the access plate. Get yourself a plug to go into it. Drill your hole in the back by that plastic fan, and you should be in good shape. So now we got to start putting this stuff back together. And right now this channel, I'm probably going to change the name of the channel. I'm probably going to call it something like Mixed Bag, or I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be calling it. But, you know, I do work on that antique tractor you see there. I do a lot of hunting down here. That's another classic over there. That's a Vic. And that's a piece of history now. So, like I said, hey, this room is usually clean, but with the situation that's going on right now, actually we call this the party room. And you can see it's more like the mechanic shop right now, but anyway, and hey, give yourself some time. I started working on this yesterday afternoon, kind of late, probably got about 6 hours into it. And this morning, I started drilling them holes, getting my drill bits lined up, drove into town to Napa, and now it's got to start the process of putting everything back together. But I appreciate you guys. I hope this has been helpful, giving you those part numbers, and give it to you one more time. All right, guys. Have yourself a great day.